Conley Elementary. Today is Friday, November 30th, and it is an E-Day. My name is Sophia from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
This is Ashlyn from Mrs. Golyshko's class. We will be led in the pledge by students from Mrs. Golyshko's class, and they are
Nathan, Ben,
Addie, Maggie.
Please stand and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now for the Conley Pledge.
I pledge to Conley Paul to be respectful, be responsible, and be involved. This will lead me to success.
Today's lunch is Big Daddy cheese pizza, sweet potato fries, zucchini slices, ranch dressing, and a banana. The alternative is breakfast for lunch.
Don't forget, PBS sign-up will happen outside of the gym. Please go to the area outside of the gym at the end of this broadcast.
This is Addie from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
We are here to talk to you about some things going on around here, the school. Today is Spirit Day. Are you supporting your favorite team with your jersey? What is your favorite sport? With Spirit Day comes your school song. Please stand up and get ready for our school song.
Don't forget, Toys for Tots is being collected here at Conley. You can bring in a new unwrapped toy for a child in need. The office has a box, and they will be collecting donations until the middle of December. Imagine how great it would feel to be able to donate a toy to someone in need this holiday season.
Hi, this is Alyssa from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
This is Jacob from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
Have you ever took the time to look at the characters and thought about their traits? When looking at the character traits, it is important to make sure you are looking at their feelings, action, dialogue, and thoughts. This will help you understand the characters and understand how the author wanted you to see them. There are hundreds of character traits that you could describe a character.
Have you ever read a story and not like a character in the story? That means the author did a good job of making the character have traits that make you think they are not a good person. Have you ever liked a character but someone that you know has thought they were not so good? That happens because we all see characters based on our own feelings. Take the time to think about the characters the next time that you read. Like me.
This is Maggie from Miss Golyshko's class.
This is Brooke from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
This week's school tool was to prioritize and plan. What does that mean? It means that you need to think about what you need to do and then make a plan for how you will get there. We read the book called Planning Isn't My Priority and Making Priorities Isn't My Plan. It talked about making decisions and having responsible behaviors.
Here are some suggestions. 1. Think about your overall plan. What is your ultimate goal? 2. Make a list of everything that needs to be done to reach that goal. 3. Put your list in order of what has to be done now and what can wait until later. 4. Determine the difference between needs and wants. 5. Separate your goals between big and small. 6. Figure out what could go right or wrong. 7. If you make a mistake, learn from it and do your best not to make the same mistake twice. As the book says, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
This is Emily from Miss Golyshko's class.
This is Molly from Miss Golyshko's class.
This is Emma from Miss Golyshko's class.
This week we will be looking at mythology. A mythology is a legend or traditional narrative, often based in a part of historical events, that reveals human behavior and natural phenomena by its symbolism, often pertaining to the actions of the gods. Have you heard of Zeus, Hercules, or maybe even Pandora? Let's take a look at 2 books that fall into the genre of mythology.
The first book we will be featuring is Have a Hot Time, Hades by Kate McMullen. Think you know the real story behind the Greek myth? Think again. Most people only know that what Zeus wants them to do. But the truth is, Zeus is a total mythomaniac. Hades, king of the underworld, is here to set the record straight on how he ends up as ruler of the underworld, and Zeus became the king of gods.
The second book we are featuring is from the Goddess Girl series, Athena, the Brain by Joan Holub. The first book of the Goddess Girl series starts Athena, who discovers that her intelligence has immoral value. Athena always knew she was smart and special, but she didn't realize that she was the only goddess. When she whisked away to Mount Olympus Academy, she worried about fitting in and dealing with her dad, who just happens to be Zeus. Luckily, she meets the Goddess Girls and finds the best friends she ever had.
This is Isaac from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
This is Ben from Miss Golyshko's class.
This is Kaylee from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon. The spacesuit Armstrong wore on his lunar mission came to symbolize courage and human achievement. In 1971, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. required Armstrong's suit. It stood proudly on the display for visitors to admire until there were changes in the suit's appearance. Over time, this suit started to show signs of dedication. Lisa Young told Times for Kids, Young is an object conserver. It is her job to preserve historical and cultural artifacts.
Plastics are tricky to conserve, Young says. They tend to degrade over time. Neoprene is one of the type of plastic in Armstrong's suit. The material can turn brittle and break into tiny pieces. This would ruin the spacesuit. NASM, seeking ways to preserve this historical treasure, removed it from display in 2006. What causes plastic to degrade in the first place? Many things, Odile Madden says. Madden is a scientist at the Getty Conservation Institute in Los Angeles, California. She explains that sunlight, water, humidity, and dust can cause plastic to degrade. Some plastics will break down no matter what we do, Madden says.
Yet history can still be saved. Scientists have found that storing plastics in cooler temperatures with lower humidity levels can slow degradation. Young says Armstrong's suit is currently in storage at a temperature of 63 degrees Fahrenheit and a lower relative humidity of 30%. These conditions will be maintained when Armstrong's suit returns to a museum display case in time for next year's 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
My name is Nathan from Mrs. Golyshko's class.
This is Aria from Mrs. Golyshko's class. Now for some words of wisdom. Have you ever watched a very small child just learning to walk and talk? She'll see something she wants, a toy or a cookie or a tiny puppy, and she'll grab it, taking without asking. She's too small to understand that you should ask first. She doesn't understand words like please and thank you.
She doesn't know the importance of sharing with others and being respectful of their belongings. As we grow up, we learn about manners and respect. Remember, you show how grown up you are each time you are polite and respect others. With something to think about, this is Nathan. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.